Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us here at the First Alert Desk. My name is Carly Barnett. We want to take a look at what is going on for your Saturday night. We're going to have First Alert meteorologist Cutter Martin join us in just a minute, but in the meantime, we do want to give you an idea of some of the stories that we are working on for tonight. Quick programming note, you can watch us at 10 and 11 tonight. Of course, you can always join us on Peachtree TV at 10 and on CBS at 11. It's all Atlanta News First, or you can also join us streaming and even watch us live online. So plenty of options to keep you updated throughout the evening. And we have our crews out and about all over Metro Atlanta ready to bring you the latest this evening. Now, something that our one reporter, Asia Wilson, is going to be working on tonight. This is the result of a 9-year-old who was killed this week after being hit by a vehicle. Family and loved ones are holding a vigil tonight to honor his memory. This happened in South Fulton, and she is going to have a full report coming up tonight. We have reporter Joshua Skinner out in Braves country for us. He will be reporting live from Truist Park, and so we have you covered. Something that we do want to talk about. This has been big world news today that has also elicited a strong local reaction as well, and that is the situation that is taking place over in Israel on the Gaza Strip area. It was this morning, Saturday morning, that there were surprise attacks from the Palestinian militant group Hamas. We do have a slight update here. If you joined us for our 4:30 update, I brought you the statement from Governor Brian Kemp, Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger, as well as Senator Raphael Warnock, all standing in support of Israel. And we do have a slight update since then. We also have a statement now. This is from Atlanta Mayor Andre Dickens. He said, quote, "My condolences to the victims of the horrific acts of terror on the people of Israel. I join the Atlanta community in praying for the victims and an end to the violence as we condemn these attacks," end quote. I was looking up some of the latest numbers, and now, according to Israeli media, more than 1,500 people have been injured, and the death toll in Israel has risen to at least 300. This is according to Israeli media. We do know that, unfortunately, this is a very fluid situation. We are keeping an eye on those numbers and seeing the latest to come out of there. But what we know right now is when we brought you this news around 4:30, the death toll was standing at around 200 people. Now, as it's a little bit after 8 o'clock, we know that it's at least 300 and hundreds more wounded than before, now up to 1,500 people. So again, this has been big news today. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu declaring war on Hamas, on this Palestinian militant group, and this happening on a Jewish holiday today. So our thoughts and prayers with all of those affected, as we know that a number of local groups, a number of local people have a strong connection there, perhaps have family there, and looking to our local leadership, from our governor to our state senators to even at the mayoral level. We do know that they are issuing statements in support of Israel. So that's a bit of world news that, again, tying into this our local Atlanta area. Also bringing you to more local news, we do have some travel news for you, and that if you are traveling in or out of Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport, you're probably going to expect some delays. As there has been quite a busy weekend at the airport in light of the holiday weekend, formerly Columbus Day, now Indigenous Peoples Day. We've got a view for you there. Just go ahead and expect a high volume of Sunday travel in Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport, saying that this could impact your wait times. This after the airport had its busiest day of the year yesterday. Agents screening 100,597 people exactly. And tomorrow, people are urged to get to the airport, listen to this, at least 3 hours before your flight. TSA is even opening some extra lanes just to keep things moving. I did not remember this weekend being such a busy travel weekend, but this fall break for several students out there has definitely prompted quite a busy time at the airport. So if you have any travel plans, maybe you're picking somebody up from the airport, just go ahead and keep that in mind that you're going to have to wait a little bit longer. Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport saying to even show up 3 hours before your flight, and they are opening some extra security lines to help mitigate that wait time. Something else that we want to look at this weekend, maybe if you've gotten outside, you feel this fall weather. I have my turtleneck on. I'm already loving it. So the Fall Festival on Ponce, that's taking place this weekend, and it continues through tomorrow if you didn't make it out there today. It's a 2-day free arts festival, and it spotlights hundreds of local artists at Olmsted Linear Park. There's also music, food, drinks, a whole lot more for the entire family. You can even bring your dog, always very important. And again, if you couldn't get out there today, there is still a chance to go tomorrow. It starts at 11 a.m., and it's going to be a great day to go ahead and get on out there. We're going to have Cutter talk about that in just a minute. Now, somebody else keeping an eye on the skies other than Cutter could be you at the Atlanta Air Show. Always so exciting to see those flyovers. Gosh, it always just takes your breath away to see what they can do. Very exciting event. Spectators were not only able to see rare planes, but they also could get a glimpse of tricks like that, what they can do in the sky. So this year, family and friends, it took place at the Atlanta Regional Airport, and there was a demonstration featuring the F-22 Raptor. We spoke to some of the pilots there. We're going to have that later on in the newscast, but the Atlanta Air Show continues through tomorrow as well. Oh, there we go. Still on the Fall Festival. We got to take you to the Air Show. So we have more information on that on atlantanewsfirst.com. So a nice weekend for events and a nice clear sky to be able to see these planes do all these incredible tricks. And we're going to bring in First Alert meteorologist Cutter Martin. He's our designated sky spotter. And Cutter, it was a bit of a chilly day today. More of that we can expect for our Sunday.
Yeah, even cooler tomorrow, Carly. Perfect fall weather tomorrow, maybe a little less wind if you don't like the wind. Temperatures in the mid and upper 40s around the metro tomorrow morning. So even a light breeze will have you reaching for the coat even this afternoon before the sunset. I was out and about, and it was cooler out in the parking lot. Went out for a few minutes, and the jacket definitely needed, and temperatures at that time were in the mid and upper 60s across the area, and it was already starting to feel a little bit chilly out there. So by and large, the most substantial cool front so far this fall season has entered the picture. It has officially already moved through. It moved through last night, and now behind it, much cooler air is filtering back into North Georgia and metro Atlanta. Darlene Howard on YouTube. Hello to you. Wesley Millsap. Hello. Checking in from Ackworth. Darlene, if you're watching from Metro Atlanta, North Georgia, give me a holler. Let me know where you're watching from, whether here locally or abroad. We're streaming across many platforms right now. AtlantaNewsFirst.com, the Atlanta News First app, First Alert Weather app, Roku, Amazon Fire Stick, but YouTube, the place to be. If you have any weather questions, if you need clarification on any part of the forecast that we discuss, Atlanta News First, you can just type that into YouTube. Even if you're watching on another platform, you can pull up the YouTube stream, ask your question, and I'll be looking over and monitoring that feed here for the next several minutes. So definitely the biggest part of the forecast is going to be the trend towards colder air overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. And then we're going to gradually warm up. And then as we get into next week, we're already, as we head deeper into this more fall-like weather pattern, already tracking our next push of cooler air moving back into North Georgia and metro Atlanta. We're going to lay out this process, the warm up and the cool back down, coming up in just a couple minutes. First, so let's start with what is happening outside right now. And again, it is fairly chilly out there. City of Atlanta is still hanging on to 60s. Just about everyone else, though, is already back in the 50s. In fact, look at Blairsville, 47 right now. 56 Carrollton, 59 Athens, 55 in Canton. Typically is a cool spot, and certainly living up to that reputation tonight up in Cherokee County. Gainesville, Hall County, upper 50s. So a cool night on Lake Lanier. Here's the live cam. Don't see anyone, if this were a summer evening, first of all, it'd still be light outside, but you'd see people 8, 9, 10 o'clock coming off the lake pretty late. But with it being chilly and kind of windy today, not as many boaters out on Lake Lanier. Probably Lake Altoona also a little quieter today because winds were gusting 25, 30, at times 35 miles an hour. Not the best day to take the boat out as far as the wind was concerned. Otherwise, though, it was an absolutely stunning day across North Georgia and Metro Atlanta. Now that we're heading deeper into the evening, we're cooling off a little bit more quickly. First Alert Weather app, a great tool to have. I'm sure some of these fans watching the Braves game have the app out. We're watching the forecast today because it's a pretty chilly back half of the game there at Truist Park. If you don't have the First Alert Weather app, just search Atlanta News First or First Alert Weather in your app or Google Play Store. It is a quick, free, and easy download, and you always have the forecast at your fingertips. So lower 60s now in the city of Atlanta, but we will cool pretty quickly. I think even in Atlanta, midtown, downtown, the city's core, even we are back in the upper 50s before midnight. And if you're up really late tonight, maybe coming back from the Braves game or any of the other activities going on across North Georgia this evening, 1, 2 o'clock temperatures back in the mid to upper 50s, and wake-up numbers tomorrow morning, upper 40s to near 50. That's about the coolest. Officially at Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport, if it cools to 48, that'll be the coldest low temperature, so morning low, since May 3rd. So June 3rd, July 3rd, August 3rd, September 3rd, October 3rd, more than 5 months. So definitely summer is over, fall is here, and we're trending towards a more fall-like forecast here across North Georgia, much of Metro Atlanta, really much of the Southeast. Let's talk low temperatures tomorrow morning. It will be chilly outside. Temperatures in the upper 40s, as mentioned, inside the perimeter, officially for low at Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport. I think if you live in Druid Hills, if you live in Buckhead, if you live in West Midtown, or are going up towards Chamblee and Doraville, these areas that are away from the core of the city, maybe a couple degrees cooler. It could be some mid to upper 40s. And then as we go into the mountains, temperatures in the 30s. In fact, new data coming in a little colder for Blairsville, forecasting a low of 31. So no freeze warning in effect, but frost advisory for some of our mountain counties up in north and northeast Georgia. So Fannin County over to Rabun County, Lumpkin County included, Towns, White Counties included as well, and in Clay County, North Carolina. So frost is possible up in the mountains. Just about everybody else in the low to mid 40s. Just a skosh warmer, a few degrees warmer here inside the city of Atlanta, with a downtown low temperature in the upper 40s. But city South Fulton, Palmetto back in the lower 40s. West Side, Douglasville, 41, very chilly. Wake up temperature tomorrow, even down in Henry County, 44. And from there, we are going to warm up. Going to be a nice day tomorrow, but cooler than today. Yes, we'll recover from our morning lows in the 40s and mountain 30s, but not going to be a warm day with a light breeze, low humidity, and lots of sunshine. Hour-by-hour temperatures here up into the lower 60s by noon, so if you're sitting eating in the shade, it'll still be cool. And then mid to upper 60s, 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. You factor in the breeze, though. Maybe not a factor if you're in the sun, but if you're in the shade and that breeze kicks up a little bit, it'll easily feel 3, 4, 5 degrees cooler than what the thermometer reads through the afternoon. So a cool breeze again tomorrow. High temperatures topping out in the 60s just about area wide. 66 Douglasville, 67 in the city of South Fulton, 68 East Point, 68 Atlanta, 65 Marietta, Decatur upper 60s, mid to upper 60s from Norcross to Lawrenceville, Beaufort on down to Stone Mountain. Lots of sunshine tomorrow. It's going to be very hard to find a single cloud out there, low humidity and a light breeze. So getting your kiddos out to the park tomorrow. Great day to do just that. Wind, not as big of a factor. Chilly, though, before maybe 10, 11 a.m. So most comfortable, though, if it's a shady park, may still want the jacket for the little ones, especially mid to upper 60s, light breeze, sunshine. Get outside and enjoy it. We do have more nice days on the way, though, as we get into next week. It's going to be a while before we bring a more significant rain chance into the forecast. Just that first alert tomorrow, because it will be noticeably chillier, even compared to this morning. Out the door tomorrow morning. You'll want the jacket, maybe a coat. Temperatures back in the upper 40s, lower 50s Monday morning, 70s, mid to upper 70s Monday afternoon, 81 Tuesday afternoon, 77 Wednesday afternoon, 76 Thursday afternoon, and then gradually trending a little bit cooler. Keep in mind, though, that Wednesday, Thursday, Friday forecast in particular is a little uncertain. Models going a little bit back and forth with how far north, a slug of moisture, a disturbance moving out of the Gulf of Mexico, how far north into Georgia that rain spreads. I think the rain chance is greatest Wednesday, Thursday in particular, well south of I-20, Macon on down to Valdosta, Savannah, Georgia, Albany, Georgia, coastal Alabama, and Florida. That's where the greatest rain chance will be. But we can't rule out some of those showers working their way to North Georgia, and we'll have to watch data over the next few days to see if the forecast is trend wetter. Also, a front then approaches behind that first little ripple in the atmosphere, behind that first little storm system. A front approaches, and that'll help boost the rain chance area wide as we bring it back to that 7-day forecast. It'll boost the rain chance area wide Friday, so scattered rain, and then trending drier, cooler as we get into next weekend. So next weekend, a big weekend in Atlanta. It's Pride weekend, Pride Parade. So many other activities as well going on across North Georgia and Metro Atlanta. It's just that time of year where there's so many fairs, festivals, activities, and right now it's looking like the front half of the weekend will be cloudiest, and we'll have a rain chance. So right now looks fairly low Saturday, and then sunshine, cooler weather, breezier weather returns Sunday, much like how this weekend ended up. So we're heading into that time of year where we tend to get a push of fresh, cool air just about once a week or so. We'll continue to keep you updated. Carly Barnett and I are back on Peachtree TV, Atlanta CW affiliate at 10 p.m. Catch the full forecast then, and then we'll be back on Atlanta News First WANF starting at 11. Have a wonderful evening. Stay warm. Going to church, brunch, whatever you're doing tomorrow morning, you will want the jacket. Full forecast coming your way here in just a little bit. And you can always check the First Alert forecast in the First Alert weather app.